once you have a little food, some warm clothes and basic tools, there are some additional items you should add to your arsenal as soon as possible. So here, I'll explain what items you should try and locate, why you need them, and where they are. The intermediate stage is a very specific window and quite difficult to specify, and although you should always be looking for these items, this is when you'll really start to benefit from having them on you. Let me know your recommendations in the comments. If you liked the video, please leave a like or a subscribe. As I say, I'm a small channel, it really does help me out. But without further ado, let's get into the video. I'm definitely not alone here. Excuse me, do you have a moment to talk about the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ? Oh, never mind. Of course, this isn't by any means a checklist, and you should fully expect to find some items much earlier and others much later, depending on availability. Now, first item has to be a gun. Now, although you arguably always need a gun, this is the stage you start finding more ammo. You're also in a weird state of development where you're geared enough to be a target, but not really geared enough to be a large threat. In this stage, you'll likely encounter weapons such as the Mosin and Blaze, although I absolutely recommend the Mark II as well for ridding yourself of those pesky zombies while maintaining your stealth. But keep in mind that you shouldn't fire any loud shots because although you are a threat, you probably won't be that difficult to kill. Police stations, security buildings, hunting cabins, second-story houses, and military checkpoints all supply you with a variety of options suited to this stage. Next item is medication. Tetracycline can fend off most illnesses you'll likely get at this stage. Charcoal pills can be useful, but as long as you're careful and you have some basic medical knowledge, basic self-care should lower the need for them. However, disinfectants and multivitamins are useful for peace of mind. You can find all of these at military sites and medical facilities all around the map. As a general rule, I never ignore a blue building or hospital, but be careful because neither do other players. Another item I recommend here is a pot. Pots are incredible. Not only can you attach gas canisters and stoves to them to cook with, you can also carry a lot of water with you, topped up from a well. Pots are extremely useful items to help you thrive through this particular stage. You can find them in houses, mostly on tables, and even on stoves. It's also possible to encounter them when fishing. Moving on, you should also find a vest. A vest at this stage is definitely more of a requirement than some people may think. You're now at a stage where you do have something to lose, especially if you don't have a silent way of killing zombies and have to resort to fighting them with fists or melee weapons. Having extra protection is very important. Plus, they can definitely be the difference between life and death if you're facing a similar geared player. They can be found at places like military sites, police stations, on special zombies, and even in some security buildings. Next are two items you will probably find yourself relying on more and more that you should always have handy at this particular stage, and they are the leather kit and sewing kit, or duct tape as a decent substitute for the sewing kit. Between these two items, you'll be able to repair your clothing and your protective vests. They're usually found in houses and civilian areas, and they can also be used to repair boots. Another item, well, items, and I feel as though it's important to mention these separately, you need a decent pair of gloves. Now, gloves don't seem very important, and even pristine gloves offer only a small amount of warmth overall. But climbing ladders, hunting, and so on are all common at this stage, so not only will they stop you getting cuts from these ladders, but you won't get sick when you eat after cutting up the animal you just tracked down and killed. Gloves are in a multitude of places, but at this level, you're probably going to find them in houses or military checkpoints. Although you can find latex gloves at medical facilities that should tie you over until you can find something better insulated. You can also craft a pair of gloves with 2 rags, but they're around the same quality as the latex gloves, which ties into my next recommendation. As a beginner, you should have found warm clothing. Regardless of anything else, warm clothes are an absolute necessity, and at this stage you should start reaping the benefits of that. But now is the time you need to be more selective with your attire, favoring clothing that offers a much larger storage capacity as well as more neutral colors. Hunting clothing, military clothing, and so on. Medical pants are cool, but blue pants stand out against a green background, so throughout your searching, try and think more strategically. Try and get clothing that benefit your camouflage. To find these, head to your nearest military checkpoint. Oh, sting like a butterfly. Yeah. I think I'll just wait until your husband's home. But these are just my intermediate suggestions and part 2 of a 3-part miniseries. Tell me your suggestions in the comments, or let me know if you disagree with anything I've suggested. What else would you add that I might have missed? If you liked the video, please leave a like, subscribe if you want more content. Thanks for watching, and as always, until next time.